brand new InDesign from scratch. So I go down and pick InDesign and the welcome page pops up. So I'm going to pick create new and I'm going to come over here to the right and set my unit. So I'm going to start off with inches. So it's going to be 8 by 10. I'm going to give it a name up here. I'm going to call it book 8 by 10. And then number of pages, I'm going to have 10 pages starting on page 1. And I can set the number of columns. And so I'm going to set 5 in this version. A little bit different than the last one I did. I'm going to leave the gutter column space at 1.125 inches. And the margins are set to 75. And so I'm going to have these margins be a little bit smaller. Now when I change that, they all change. But if I want the bottom to be larger, I have to unclick that link and type in 0.75. So half inch on the outside, a little bit more on the bottom. And then I'm not done yet. And so bleed and slug is that I want to have a 1/4 inch, a 0.125 inch bleed around the outside. And that's actually 1/8 of an inch. So that's a 1/4 inch all the way around, but 1/8 of an inch on each individual side. And so if I want that to be a little bit larger, I can click in there and then make that 0.25. And so I'm going to click OK, create. So now I have my document. It shows me my columns. And down here on the bottom left, if I click here, it shows me all of my pages. And so we can import some things. Now there's a couple of tools that are useful for helping us do a consistent layout from page to page. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to View and I'm going to show Gridson Guides and I'm going to pick Show Document Grid. And so there's this checkerboard and it's really densely laid out. So I'm going to go up and edit that. So I go up to Design, Preferences, Grids, Guides, and here I can change the amount. So the color right now is this light gray. I can change that to another color, red or light blue, and then I can adjust the subdivision. So right now 8 is a lot. And so I'm going to change those both to just 2. So there's going to be a grid line every inch with a 1/2 inch in between. I'm going to click OK. And there we see, voila, it's changed. It's still a lot to look at, so this is something that I turn off and on quite a bit. But we can see how things line up. It's lining up perfectly at the top, on the sides, and the bottom because I have an 8 by 10 book. And then I have a 1/2 inch margin, so it's coming around 1/2 inch on the margins there. So that's good, looking fine. And then I have my 5 columns. So now up in View, if I don't want to see that, I can pick Hide Ruler. The ruler is the top and bottom. I like having that on. Go up to View, I can pick Hide, so I can pick the Hide Guides. That's my column. I can turn that back on. Show Guides, View, Hide Document Grid. So if I don't want to see that, fine. And I have all my pages down left in the corner. The nice thing about that grid is that when I go from page to page and I want to line up things, I can use that grid and plus these rulers on the outside to help me line up the position of things. So right now we have a basic page setup and we have our text that we want to put in, but we don't have any of our images yet. So we're going to stop here and then look at the images that we're going to put into our document.